Good afternoon, everyone. Snows across Saudi Arabia, peaks of Hawaii, meteors ripping through the atmosphere, and food prices continue to go up. Let's take a look at it. Going to start you off here. Shrinkflation hits again, 1995 for the small little hamburger pack. I'm sure this is what people are feeling. And I was surprised by the Market Watch article here. Groceries are more affordable now than in 2019. So why are prices still a hot issue? Because they're still really high. Now these are the official figures here. Egg up 160% or 1.6 times higher. Ground beef up 30%. But that first slide says no way, it's up higher. Now these are the official figures and you can work it out for yourself. You've been to the supermarket shopping. Do you think that bread's only gone up 23% in the last few years? So freshly taken from the farmer hands, meaning going out to the farm and buying it directly from, €5 for all that. Now, if you would have gone into a shop, easily 20. And especially with Almeria and the greenhouses getting destroyed in Spain because of the record floods, possibly higher. Now, we're coming into the end of the season here for any kind of tomatoes, if there are any left. You can still find green ones in the greenhouses in some places. An old-timer trick here in East Tennessee is just this. Put it in ash. Now this is ash from their own fire, from their own wood, from their own property. So they know there was no plastic chemicals, etc. in it. So the wood ash, after burning a fire, if there's no plastic that's been burnt in with it, you can put it on top of tomatoes like this and they will last well into the winter. Again, it's going to be these old-timer tricks that bring us through. And look at Denmark. Notice how they use hedgerows instead of fences between the homes. Something we can learn from here. Now imagine if those were edible ring lines. And since we are speaking of food here, food insecurity in 16 global regions, 14 countries. A look at the blue on the map shocks me, actually. You know, I could see some places in the Middle East where it's a little bit drier, like Yemen. It's not the most bountiful breadbasket, right? Although precipitation is increasing in many a spot. Now, Namibia also very desert-ish, and it's getting drier as well down there. The southern tip is starting to dry out between the extreme snowstorms. But as I look at Myanmar, I am absolutely floored. This is one of the most bountiful places in the world to grow food. Like in the 1960s, Myanmar grew more rice than China did. And then here we go, the number of people in acute food insecurity. And in the top 5, Myanmar. Again, I'm just on the floor with this one. Not Nigeria, Sudan, Yemen, Ethiopia. But again, these areas are getting much wetter. And we'll take you down through the rest of the list there. You got Zambia, Malawi, southern African nations as you get further down, like the Lesotho, Mozambique. But that really is mind-blowing. It shows you that places are being put offline on purpose because Myanmar, being the breadbasket, the powerhouse of what it could be, it's not even using 50% of its available ag space or its arable land. If they ramped it up and doubled that, they would be an exporter. So I'm just wondering what's happening, why the exports aren't bountiful and coming out of there. But first, we partnered with Dr. Gundry, MD, to share this information with you. Would you believe me if I told you inside your pantry right now is one of the healthiest foods on the planet? Yep, it's true. And not some weird, trendy superfood. Spoiler alert, it's olive oil. You've probably used it to cook with, but there are countless ways to use olive oil to help yourself look and feel younger. You should get as much high-quality olive oil into your daily routine as possible. But what kind of olive oil is best for your health? The olive oil industry is huge, and you can bet they're all not made with the consumer in mind. Dr. Gundry has decided to take a stand and release his personal research and findings. You can watch the video right now by going to getolive1.com/adapt or by clicking that link in the description box below. That's getolive1.com/adapt or click that link in the description box below. People who have taken his advice have shared their results with him, saying the olive oil they bought after learning his simple rules has helped him change their lives. Make sure you go to getolive1.com/adapt or click on that link in the description box below. And now on with the video. Also, when you're looking at places like Ethiopia, the new Renaissance Dam is in action there now. It's been filled, it's producing electricity. So as they get the lines further down out of the plateau, these areas are going to be the first new emergence of a new global economy down there. Once they have the steady power, this food should not be an issue any longer because they do have abundant and now steadier and increasing rainfall. Watch for this area in the world to absolutely flip 180 degrees from where it is now. And jumping across the Red Sea from Ethiopia and Sudan on the very bottom of your map there, we're going to just cross the Red Sea right here, Saudi Arabia. What do we see? Camels in the snow, camels in the ice. Isn't that nice? Dr. Seuss for you on a weekend. All right, rainbows in the desert too, but that's clearly hail. So here's where I really do want to split a hair. Like a lot of people are saying, oh, it's never snowed in the desert before. This is hail. And I know it looks like snow, and there's some areas where the hail was incredibly small. But still, it is not the precipitate of a snowstorm blizzard coming in. It is an incredible weather front that had such updrafts that it dropped hail of different sizes through the region. Then I thought there has to be something. I'm going to track this down here. Images, and you can clearly see most of them are hail. So when all these headlines are coming out, oh, it's the first time it ever snowed, that clearly for me is hail. And I was looking all over the net to see if I could find anything. I did find differences in the size of the hail, but it was definitely hail. And almost every image coming out, except for a select few that had real small circumference on their diameter on the hail, everything else looked like this. And then we want to look at Clayat in Lebanon, also the same time, same size, ferocious storm coming through, dropping hail. So we're seeing this now across the Middle East. Now, since I've been following so many record floods across the Red Sea Basin there, those yellow pins are record floods literally from 1 to 2 to 3 years of rain in a single day events all across this area here, where the yellow pins are. Through the last 6 months, you can follow any of those videos I've been doing talking about record floods in the deserts. The green, if you go up to the north and to the east a little bit, you're going to find the green areas. The green dots are where these hail storms had rolled through. Dumat al-Jandal in the Sakaka area, El Jauf. So yes, this record rain is now turning into record hail and snowfall. Speaking of which, October 31st, happy Halloween. That was about a week ago. And here we had snow on the top of the Big Island already before winter even gets kicking. So again, we're starting to see more moisture in the atmosphere, dragging on higher peaks, elevations, and the shift is on. And I would say it's absolutely from the Hunga Tonga eruption, and we just have to wonder, with all these record rains and floods we're seeing around the planet, literally months or years worth of rain in single events, how is this going to play out when it turns to snow depths? And just on an average, so 1 inch of water, a rainfall would equal 1 foot of snow. So look at Valencia, they had 25 inches of rainfall. So that'd be 25 feet of snow in a single event. So as we transition into this winter time here in the Northern Hemisphere with all the record floods occurring, you would anticipate record snowstorms because you're just changing precipitate into a liquid to a frozen form. The mechanics are still the same. There's a lot of it up there and it's coming down. And on to the meteors. I'm giving you an example here. This is Comet Linear, broken into dozens of pieces. And what do we see over the skies of Texas? Saw something very similar to this breaking up, and it does seem the single streak meteors that are blazing through our atmosphere. This is the same one, different just views of it, seem to be getting larger and are starting to fragment into pieces just like this. This seems to be also a new normal pattern, that the largeness of debris coming in is now breaking into this same stream What does that mean for us? Well, if more space debris is coming in, perhaps that's a reason for a lot of things happening on the planet, in flux, in change, all at the exact same time also. And here's a great image. Meteors streaking through the sky and a galaxy in the back through telescope. Nice photo. And the last bit of wonder on our planet happening at this moment, a volcanic eruption at 55,000 feet. Near equatorial Indonesia, making the news headlines. This is quite the large one, and this plume will also continue to add into particulates that can create more rainfall. Put it into that category. I do thank you for watching. I hope you got something out of the video. Please join us Thursday nights live on Rumble and YouTube for the Civilization Cycle radio show. And also, Civilization Cycle is up on X right now. Come over and join us there. Putting up shorts on our feed right there. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.